Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Krishna, the owner of the Starting Story podcast, and this channel is me reflecting on lessons I've learned from the multiple guests I've had on the topic of business and life improvement. Today's video is going to be about self-reflecting on barriers to self-improvement, specifically for people nowadays. If they're trying to start a business or life improvement, social media is a really big thing that you have to take into account to grow forward. This is something I know, and you probably know as well. But there's lots of barriers involved in getting involved in social media. And these barriers, without you realizing, hold us back from taking action and from trying to build something new and fresh and exciting, hopefully, depending what it is you're trying to create. Because you could be a author, you could be designing a business, you could be creating a new project, selling an event, starting a course, whatever it is. Most likely, if you're in this age group that I'm talking to, you're going to need social media at some point. And if you're starting, you're also most likely not going to have the money to just hire a creative team to do all the script writing and designing and everything for you. So, this is from the point of view of someone who is really bad at social media, someone who doesn't understand it properly, and frankly, has to learn more about it. So, I want to talk about the barriers to social posting, and especially the barriers that I find. This video is kind of for me to get the word out there, for me personally, and also if someone's watching, then to hopefully inspire you that you're not alone, because I'm in the same boat. You might even be ahead of me, so kudos to you. But we're all in it in this together. So if we have similar barriers, similar things holding us back, we can support each other, can't we? And try to find ways to make progress. So let me try and start. It'd be good if I hit screen record on this thing. So there we go. So let's start. The barriers to social posting, full stop. I think there's multiple ones because social posting, it seems lucrative, it seems easy to get into, but in reality, it's quite difficult for reasons that might not be known to us or that might be hidden inside us. It can feel quite daunting. And if you're someone like me who's dabbled in it, like tried to create some posts, tried to create some videos, then not only is it daunting, but then you also realize just how much more excellence is required than you thought. All these people online you see that have these social media accounts and they say it to you like it's easy, right? They'll show it on their phone. They'll be sitting on their phone and they'll be like, do 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 do, CapCut, and there you go, you got social post. This got me 30,000, 30 million, whatever followers, right? And you're sitting there like, I can do that. I can twiddle around on CapCut and create this until you try and you realize, wait a second, this is quite difficult. Like all these transitions, these jump cuts, these sound effects that they put in. How do we fit in that on the phone? My phone doesn't even have the RAM to handle this much editing, let alone create the video from scratch. And on top of that, they've got the perfect filters, the perfect captions, the the cool captions that seem to be on the wall. I don't know how they manage that. I've tried on CapCut. I have no idea how they create that. All these things that are subtle nuances that make the video look professional, we just can't quite create. Ours just looks clearly amateur. Not to mean that's a bad thing, and I would say, even if you're in that situation, go for it. Like, it's better to start amateur than to not start at all. But still, we all aim for that professional look, and it's just not possible, especially from people who claim to be amateurs creating professional videos. It doesn't make sense. So, one thing that I would definitely say is a big barrier for me and maybe you is that disconnect of what you see online versus what's actually possible in your own house. So what you see versus your own possibility. I think that in itself creates a barrier because if you can see that what you aim to create is not really creating itself properly, you're going to naturally want to run away from it and go back to what you're doing. And I think at least what I've had is kind of these cycles where I go from trying to go into social media to then pull it back from it to then trying to go back into it again because I know how important it is for the people that are watching. It's really important. But at the same time, I don't know how to create something that will work for them. So I think number two is not only do you have to disconnect from online versus your own possibility, but another barrier is the failure of maybe your own project, or the lack of traction that it generated. So I'd say just the what's the term? Like feeling let down. So feeling let down by your own results. That's quite self-explanatory. It's gonna make you feel a bit down, right? Another factor for me maybe is maybe that feeling that being on social media makes you different from your friends. I know that kind of has an impact, because even though I know, like, if you've got friends, you've got good friends, it shouldn't make a problem, right? Like, everyone's really supportive, it's all okay. But at the same time, just having that feeling that you might be different from the group you already belong with makes you second guess, because you're like, I'm uncomfortable being away from them, and I'm uncomfortable not doing social media because I know I need to do it. What do I choose? Which uncomfortable do I choose? And whichever you go for, the other one seems better. So yeah, that's definitely something that hurts as well. Being different from friends, and maybe, I mean, I've not felt it, but I know some people do. Feeling ostracized. I don't know how to spell ostracized, but you know what I mean. It's like being kicked out of your own group, or being picked on or made fun of. As I said, it's not happened to me, and I think I'm quite privileged in that sense. I have good friends, but I know some people who that's happened to, and it does happen. It's quite difficult. So and then truthfully, finally, for me, the thing that gets in the way is having a lack of structure. If you've attended any course or any event or anything nowadays, there's a big buzzword, which is structure. Have a system, have a structure, have something you can fall back on if you're low mood or you don't have the momentum to keep going. These kind of things, they sound good, they make sense. And people even share, like, oh, here's my top 10 social media hooks template. So here's my top 100 social media audios, as if I'm going to be going through 100 anyways. Um, it sounds good to have a system in place, but it's quite difficult to generate it, especially when, if you're trying to run a business or create something of your own, you're not just focused on social media. You also have to create events, sell lists, contact them, try to get marketing. There's a lot of things on your plate, let alone creating a system just for one of those things on your plate, right? Um, so it's a process of trial and error, and I'm in that process as well, like trying to create habits where if I'm trying to do a social media post, then creating a script for it, even if it's a rudimentary script, just something to keep me on track, and then kind of figuring it out on the way. Because at this point for me, consistency is more important. And I think for a lot of people, unless you are just a whiz at social media and like you just know exactly what to do and what hooks and transition, and I mean, fair play if you're like that. But if you're not, then the only way you're going to get better is by just consistently uploading and doing stuff, whether that be on social media, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Facebook, even, and LinkedIn. I don't know. Consistency is what's going to get you through. It's what's helped me a lot, pushed me a lot, and it's what's kind of got me through those dark moments where if I feel like I don't have anything, at least I have something to work on, because the consistency forces me to keep working. So yeah, I think number 4 is a lack of a proper system, just to kind of guide us through. We wish we just had that one person who could tell us exactly what to do, right? But we don't. We rarely do we get that person. And in this case, we have to create a system instead that tells us what to do. So if your mood is down, you're like, what do I do today? Oh, you know what? I just want to do nothing and watch Netflix. Oh, but I have a video I need to record. Or, you know what? I want to eat food and just go to sleep. I want to go party. Okay, that's great. But you also have an event you need to plan, or you also have DMs you need to send out. The system keeps you in check, because otherwise you watch a movie or you watch Netflix all day, and the next day you realize, shit, I had work to do and I didn't. And then that self-doubt creeps in of like, why can I not keep on top of things? um why can I not stay true to my goals? Why do I let mood dictate my actions? So many things. So yeah, lack of a proper system or structure. So yeah, these are the things that I would say I need to focus on to overcome and start posting on socials, just to be able to put my presence out there, market passively, and let people know about my product better. Otherwise, there's no point if it just stays within my close circle, because that's not how anything has ever grown. And the process is all about consistency. It's about leveling up one step at a time. And I'm not expecting to be a professional straight away. Even this video is extremely amateur if you can't tell. But I'd rather feel like I've done something and put it out there and constantly try to learn how to make a professional social media post without creating a single one in the first place. So that's my logic. That's the logic I see being spread around online. So that can't be that bad. And it's something I'd advise people to try as well. If they're ever thinking about starting something on their own, just try something really rudimentary, looking probably really bad, sounding bad, or looking bad, or not really the most efficient or well designed thing. But at least start somewhere and then figure the rest out as you go along. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.